What's going on, you guys? It's your man James, aka JP, back again with the toy room. Now, I know, maybe just a couple weeks ago, I posted a brand new updated tour with the room, the toy room. It took me a couple months to get everything in the state it needed to be, everything cleaned up, organized, shelves all redone, things like that. And here we are like a couple weeks later, and I have an update on the room already, which is absolutely crazy. So one part of the room that I never show off is this closet here, because that closet is basically just used for storage essentially. I have video game controllers, video game cables, accessories, boxes, board games. I got a whole bunch of things in that closet, and it desperately needed to be cleaned and organized, and that is one big project that I did. So I want to show you guys the before and after of that. But before we get into that, I do have also just a couple updates throughout the room as well from stuff that I found in the closet that I might have displayed on the room. So we're just gonna run through it really quickly and flip the camera around here. So the first big thing that you guys can see is this brand new Captain America. It's not a painting, I don't really know what you want to call this, but it's a piece of art essentially. And I picked this up at the thrift store the other day, so I think it's pretty cool, and it fit the room more than the Pinocchio poster that I had here. So I actually have that Pinocchio poster in the bedroom, which we have a Disney themed bedroom, so that one just kind of made sense. I don't like how much space is left on the wall. Since the Pinocchio poster was a pretty long poster, this just leaves a lot more empty space on the wall, but it gives me space to fill things up, which, you know, over time I definitely will. So that is the biggest thing over there. And then if we take a look over here, I found some NES boxes and stuff that I have put on display here. So we have the NES Classic Edition. This is an original accessory for the NES that I found at the thrift store, I don't know, last year sometime maybe. Still has like all the original stickers on here, which is pretty cool. And then I moved a couple things around. These things have all been here before, but we also have the Super Nintendo Classic Edition, so I have that on display here. I just thought that looked pretty good. It does end up blocking the Mario Odyssey poster and a little bit of the Target bag, but you know, overall I just think it's really cool to have these pieces of history essentially out on display. And then moving over this way, I tried to switch up the controllers that I had on display, but the only one I ended up switching out was I don't remember what was here before, but whatever was there before, it got replaced with this boxed original Xbox controller. Still in the box, got it for $5 at the thrift store a couple years back, probably like 3-4 years at this point, maybe even longer than that. But yeah, I got that on display now, and I think that's it. Just looking around the room, this is a couple things that I need to work on, and sneak peek of next week's video that I'm working on. But yeah, a couple things to work on, some stuff to donate. I got like this sitting in the closet that I didn't need, the AT game Sega Genesis. Yeah, definitely don't need this. And we have a Retron 2, which I don't need because I have the Super Nintendo Classic, the NES Classic, and obviously the original hardware, so I have no use for a Retron in my life. But that's gonna do it for everything around the room. Now let's go ahead and get into the closet and go ahead and open it up here. So at first glance, it still kind of looks like a little bit of a mess, but it's definitely an organized mess, right? And it's not, I wouldn't even really call it a mess, but I have stuff sitting here in front of everything, like this podium here that I use for when I do my live streams on my laptop, and I just picked this up the other day. I just have to put this out on display, but it's a Jurassic Park Funko lunchbox. So yeah, a couple things to put on display, and then I have like storage boxes here and a couple things over there. But let's go ahead and take a look at how the closet looked before. This wasn't, I wouldn't say how it looked, but this was like middle organization. So what I did was I took all of the stuff that was inside of the storage cabinets that I have here in the closet, and I took everything out, and I wanted to organize everything, get rid of stuff that I didn't need. And I did not realize how much stuff was in these storage containers and how much stuff I did not need. I had like 100 USB micro USB cables, USB-C cables, HDMI cables, just stuff that I did not need, literally like hundreds of. So I got rid of all the stuff. I kept maybe like 5 USB-C cables, got rid of all micro USB except for like 2, and I held on to a couple HDMI cables. Now that I got all the extra stuff out of the way, I was able to go ahead and actually organize. So the way I had it before, I didn't have anything organized. It was just all stuff thrown in there for the sake of being thrown in there, but now the closet has some organization to it. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Let me take all of this stuff out of the way first so that we can get a better look at everything. All right guys, and I had to bring in my external light, as you can see right here, that I have attached to the camera, because the closet does not get good lighting obviously, and I cast a little bit of an overshadow because of the light behind me reflecting my shadow onto everything in front of me. Anyways, so here is the closet. So this hasn't changed too much. I mean, I did reorganize it a little bit, but it's just all of my board games. So just a couple things here. If you guys are into board games, you can take a look at all that stuff to see what I have. A lot of Blockbuster board games, I'm a big fan of those. And then just other random stuff. Got literally like 100 different versions of Monopoly over here. Like this whole bottom shelf is all different versions of Monopoly. And then coming down here, this is something I need to get rid of, but it's just an old TMNT tin lunchbox, probably from like, I don't know, 2010, somewhere around there. Then we have the Nintendo Switch OLED edition, the special Zelda Tears of the Kingdom edition. This isn't actually mine. I bought it for a friend, so I'm just waiting for him to come pick it up for me. And then in here, I just have like these two boxes here are just all figure accessories and stuff, just extra stuff that I don't have that are on the came included with the figures that are here, but I don't have them on display. So all of that's just extra parts that honestly I really don't need. And we'll just go to the top really quickly. So the top before, all of this stuff was here already, but it just wasn't displayed good. It was all just kind of thrown in there. So now I have pretty much everything on display. Like I said, a couple of the boxes I took and put right over there, but this is everything else. And you know, I just like having video game boxes on display. I think it's pretty cool, and I have a lot more in storage, but this was everything that I had in the closet that I just went ahead and put on display up here. And this is my Nintendo Switch Arcade that I made a custom build on this years ago. If you guys want to check that out, I'll leave it at the end of this video on the screen if you guys are interested in that. And then we just have some random like big video game accessories. So I have this Sega Saturn steering wheel right over here, Connect for the original Xbox One, a Wii Fit mat, a DJ Hero turntable, NES joystick, a Wii, I think this is for like Big Bug Hunter or something like that, a Wii shooting gun type of thing. Then I have another steering wheel here. This is for the PS2. This is a Pelican steering wheel. And then this was on display where the NES stuff is now, but I didn't have room for it, so now it's just sitting in the closet until I figure out what to do with it. I have this big 75th anniversary Wizard of Oz Blu-ray set that Christina bought years ago and has never watched or anything, so it's so big and massive, it's just been sitting in the closet since then. And then I have hardware here, like different nails and screws and stuff that I use to hang up things in the room. And then if we come to the middle here, I have a bunch of different tripods and microphones and umbrellas for my studio lights, and then a couple posters back there that I didn't have space for. Just some random camera equipment sitting right over here. So I have like a phone mount tripod and then regular camera tripods. But moving on to the most important and interesting stuff, that is going to be all of my video game controllers and accessories that are now organized. So if we go ahead and open this up, it's hard to do with one hand, but here you go. Here are all of my NES and Super Nintendo controllers. So yeah, I don't know why I have so many NES controllers. This is like 8 NES controllers right here. Granted, 2 of them are for the NES Classic, but there you go. So Super Nintendo and NES controllers. And then if we open this up, you'll see we're going in chronological order. So this is the Nintendo 64 as well as GameCube. No, these are all just Nintendo 64 in here. So I have like some third-party controllers, more modern layout to them with like GameCube parts, which are pretty cool. But then I have, you know, OG controllers here, and I have a Game Boy SP charger just here to have it handy. But yeah, so I have the Atomic Purple controllers, I have the original like charcoal black ones, and then another one of these third-party controllers, and then I have this one here, the SharkPad Pro 64. I'm not sure, you know, what era this is from, but I found this at the thrift store. So all of my N64 controllers right over there. And then if we open this up, here are all of my GameCube and Wii controllers, and also nunchucks as well. So I have just a bunch of different, you know, colors here. This is the Smash GameCube controller that came with what was it, Smash Ultimate or Smash 4, I don't remember. And then we have an original Platinum controller, an original black GameCube controller. I have this Yoshi GameCube style controller for the Wii U, and then a bunch of different, you know, Wii. We have white, we have black, we have a couple red ones. I have a blue one down there somewhere poking out right there, you can see that. So that is that. Then we move on, and here, and these are all of my different style Switch controllers. So I have this wired one, I have the attachments, and man, these things are dusty, I did not realize that. I have this third-party grip that was sent to me years ago to do a review on, that has like bigger handles on the side to make it more comfortable to play with, which I forgot I had. I have the adapter for Smash to hook up the GameCube controllers too. So come on, focus. There we go. So there's that right there, and then this is for Starlink. So that is there, and then I have my case that came with my limited edition. Oh, it's not even on display over here. My limited edition all red Mario Switch, which is also very dusty. And then moving on from that, I don't know where that leads us to. That actually leads us to cables here. So before we get to that, I want to continue back this way because this is where the rest of the controllers are. So this top shelf isn't actually controllers, but it's like different accessories and stuff that I might need easy access to, which is why it made it to this top shelf. But it's like an Xbox headset, charging docks for PS3 controllers, the Nintendo Wii steering things for Mario Kart, another one of those back over there, some other random controllers, just stuff I might need, like a memory card for the PS1, just stuff that I may possibly need, but more than likely not, but it's here and I have easy access to if I need it. So this is still kind of a mess, but it's an organized mess. And then come in here, these are all of my PlayStation controllers, literally PS1 through PS4. So PS1 controllers are hiding down there. These are some PS2 controllers. This is a PS4 controller. These are PS3 controllers. I have some Pelican wireless PS2 controllers, which these work really well. These work way too well for the year that they came out. Like the wireless technology on this is just amazing. Pelican always knocked it out of the park with their wireless controllers. And then just more PS3, PS2 controllers sitting over there, and a PSP charger in case I ever need access to one. It's with my PlayStation stuff. So moving down here, this is a mix of Sega and Xbox stuff. So we have a Dreamcast controller, Genesis controller for the classic Genesis, I believe, and then a whole bunch of different Xbox controllers. Now, it's hitting the frame of the closet, so I can't really like pull it out to get all the way in here, but I have a black controller, a blue controller. These are all the slim models, by the way. I don't think I have an original Duke controller, but I have another black controller right over here, this like Halo green controller, and I'm trying to see what else I have in here. Maybe a couple of the different colors in there. And then if we open this up, these are all more Xbox controllers. So some original Xbox, and then like Xbox One and Xbox 360. There's my Day 1 edition controller. They got so much use that the thumbsticks are completely worn out. They have no more grip left on them. You can actually see the plastic poking through. That's how much I played the Xbox One when it first came out. And then this is actually a really rare controller in my collection. This is a Xbox One controller, but it's from a demo kiosk at Toys R Us. So long story behind this, but basically I worked at Toys R Us. They were throwing out the Xbox One display kiosk thing, and I took the demo controller. So it works with the Xbox One. It plugs in via USB, and it's got this really like extremely long cable for it, and it's hardwired. You can't put wireless batteries in there. But then some other like third-party Xbox controllers, original Xbox, and like I said, just a bunch more like different colors and stuff, but it's kind of hard to see everything that's in there. And then yeah, just a ton of Xbox One controllers, because that was my main console for a while. Moving on, we have all my camera equipment, so microphones, GoPro mounts, just a whole bunch of different stuff, a gimbal in here, not really anything important. I have like a green screen, a couple like tripods and whatnot, so just all camera equipment right in here. And then down here is another shelf of stuff that might be important that I need, like some AV splitters, headphones, tools, light bulbs. I don't even know what else, like flash. This is a flash drive, but got a bunch of different flash drives in here, some memory sticks for the PSP and stuff. So other stuff that I might need just sitting down here, but not as important as the stuff on the top shelf. And then if we come to these bottom two shelves, these are all wires and cables for every system. So all of this is Nintendo, from NES to Super Nintendo, GameCube, Wii, Wii U, Switch, all that. These are all extra cables, and then these are all Xbox, PlayStation, and Sega cables right down here. Power cables, AV cables, HDMI cables, everything like that. So yeah, that is the closet. Like I said, it's kind of like a mess, but it's like an organized mess, way better than how it looked before literally like just everything was thrown in here. I might have had like GameCube, Super Nintendo, Xbox, and if I needed to find something specific, it wasn't as easy as just going, oh, here's some NES and Super Nintendo controllers. I actually had to do some digging for the particular thing that I needed, but now it's organized. I got rid of a whole bunch of garbage I didn't need, and now I have room to actually put this this stand here. This is basically like a choir stand, but I had this just sitting out in the room because I had nowhere to put it. But now that my closet is nice and organized and I don't have stuff all over the place and on the floor, now without falling over, it can sit right in there. So that's just such a big thing because I use this for my live streams now. It's been a lifesaver when I do my live streams on my laptop. So just having that was the main reason. And I need to find somewhere to put this. This is actually the rarest, no pun intended, item in my collection, which I have a couple of those now. So this is by far the rarest thing in my collection. This was an N64 promo box for Toys R Us back in the day. I've talked about this many times on the channel before, but I took it off of display just because it's so massive and takes up so much space. It was literally an entire shelf just dedicated to this. But that is probably the rarest thing in my collection. This was the second rarest thing in my collection. Now I think it might be the third, and that's that Pikachu Nintendo 64. The next rarest thing in my collection is sitting on the floor over there, but I'm not going to do a close-up on it, but stay tuned because that is going to be a video that I'm working on next week. But if you have good eyes, you know what that is. But yeah, so now like I can put this on the floor in this corner over here, like so, until I find a better spot for it. But yeah, oh man, this was such a long project, long overdue. It's not really anything I think you guys care about too much, but it is a major part of the room that gets overlooked every time because I just shut the doors and you guys never see this part of the room. All right, you guys, so that is going to do it for the, I guess, like room. I wouldn't call this a tour, but I guess like if you want to call it like a closet tour or just a room update, whatever you guys want to call it, it'll be in the title of this video, whatever I decide the name of this video will be. But yeah, this was another big project that honestly, it looked bigger than it actually was. I've been dreading doing it for a while. Cleaning out this closet only took me about 3 hours, I want to say, but I thought it was going to take way longer than that, especially once I started emptying everything out. I did not realize just like how much stuff I had, just the amount of controllers, cables, everything like that. Obviously the cables I didn't need, but the controllers even, I have like at least 10 to 12 original Xbox controllers that I've accumulated over the years. Most of them are different colors, which is nice. It's not like the PS2 controllers that I have like 8 of and they're all black or NES or whatever. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with your friends. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. That link's in the description down below. And I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here. So as always, guys, stay tuned for more, and I'll see you guys next time.